locks. So, being as I had the whole post office hitting my house with their truck situation, I haven't been able to get around nearly as much as I'd like. So, I have to wait for things to kind of come to me. And in this case, I had to wait for tuners and parts to put this baby together. And the first thing I wanted to do is look at the parts we're going to use today. So, I'm going to need a new pick guard here. This is the original. And I have, where are they? So I have a plethora, but before I say that, I gotta find any of them. Sandpaper, tuners, the bridge. Sandpaper, trying to find the, here you are. Had everything laid out cool. The scratch guards are kind of cool too. I mean, they're pretty basic, but they have a couple hummingbird ones in there if you wanted to adopt the hummingbird style. That's not what I'm going to do at all, though. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to try to pass this off as a hummingbird. But, alright, so let's out those two. Again, this is the original shape. I mean, you still see it's imprinted on the guitar, so I like to cover that as much as possible. So instead of the hummingbirds, let's see, that's in the same shape as the other one. So I could use that one. But as I'm looking at the guitar more and more, I'm noticing, okay, so if this is the one that came with it, the pick guard, right? That's not a bad replacement because like I showed you, just covers most of the tan lines. But I kind of like this tortoise shell myself. So if you look what the side colors of the guitar are, it says a very, back here for a second, there you go. That's a very light wood, very, very light wood. So with that light of a wood, I just think, the black might be a little much. So maybe we'll just do the tortoiseshell. And if we're going to do the tortoiseshell, are we going to do the regular? Or if I'm really worried about covering up that spot, this shape kind of does that more. Although I have to take a second one with my Dremel and round out the circumference isn't exactly on point there. But I personally kind of like the teardrop. Something like that. Alright, I think that's kind of what I'm going to use. Either way, I'm just going to put these on the side for now because that's going to be like the last thing that goes on the guitar. So let's start with the first thing, which is removing all the things from the guitar. Don't forget, you're watching Knox Locks. Self-promotion, and picking time, of course. Even though now it's technically just Lady Locks Dragon Slayer, but you'll find your people there. That's where I found my people. I see, there's a thing to peel off for the stickiness. Alright. So I might actually have to cut it. You know what? With that bigger hummingbird one, I probably could cut that exact size out of that, but I'm sweating it. And then I got the bridge, and I got the pins, and all that kind of stuff here. I glued the nut back on the top. I can't believe I was able to find that after all this time. But before I do any of that, we first got to remove the bad tuners and then replace them with the good tuners. So this would be the last of the bad tuners. Not that it's bad, it's just solo, and the ones that I have over there don't match. So, yeah, I guess maybe you gotta go. Or, you know what, maybe I'll let him hang out last, and let's see if he survives. Try to keep as much as the original as possible. Yeah, you know what, I won't take him out. I'll let him hang out. Okay. So that means what we have to do, what I have to do, we need to sync these into here. Here's a problem already. As I was lining everything up to get ready to record, these parts are so cheap that the thing that holds the tuning pegs in is a little tiny cap like that, right? They didn't punch the middle out. So like, what the hell am I gonna do? I mean, obviously I have to put it in a vise and punch it, but dude, that's a pain in the ass, man. I'm trying to build a guitar here. Last thing I want to do is have to be doing more work, or work that should already been paid for. So I have my mini screwdriver kit here. Mini Phillips, probably do it. Let me see, maybe I could just push these through. Let me see if I got it long enough. See if I pop them out the top. Let's see. No, wow, that's fucking hard as hell to push out. Okay, that way. Oh man, that's a pain in the ass doing it like that, though. I don't want to do that for every tuner, like every tuning peg. Let's see. So I put it in there, give it a good twist. It still doesn't look right. Just sticking that in there, the screwdriver in there, pushing it through. Give it a swirl. Alright, basically, looks open enough, I hope. I guess we're gonna find out soon enough. I just want to do all 6 and have them lined up and ready to go. This way I don't have to stop and do it once I get going. See, this one's half punched. Half punched. Yeesh. Let's see, I don't know which strings I'm going to use here. Let's see, I got everything. I already picked out the deer derriers, okay. So I got to level the frets should be level. I just got to polish the frets, put new strings on, and obviously tuners, bridge, nut, and tuning pegs are all down here on the side. If anybody decides to join me, that would be cool, and then hopefully we can have a vote. Which one would you want? Let's see. I don't know how you do multiple choice things. Like I wanted to do a little poll, or whoever enters which one they prefer. But all right, we can do that, I suppose. Okay, that's 2 of them. 3, 4 of them. 5 and 6 is already on the guitar. Punch it really straight through. But I mean, that's meant to be round punched, not done in with a Phillips head screwdriver. And the punch is so bad, it's not even like popping out as one whole piece. I gotta push it through multiple times to make it go in once. See what I'm saying? There we go. I finally got all the way through. Give it a good spin. Okay, now that one's good to go. So yeah, that's a little bit of an unexpected pain in the ass. I mean, when I'm buying tuning pegs, I don't expect to have to ream up like new holes for them. Alright, so for right now, I'm going to leave that oddball one on there. Now, let's see what we got for screws. I can't afford to lose any of these whatsoever. So, put them on a little scrap of sandpaper so they don't go rolling off anywhere. I do not have replacement screws for this size, no way. That's why I'm being real careful opening up this bag. I don't need to whip it the wrong way and all of a sudden all the screws are on the floor and ixnay the project. That would suck. Okay. That one's secured in there with only one screw. Oh, I'll let that one sit, like I said. So, on that side, I already have the crown. Basically, you'll see the process is pretty 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I just pop one of these crowns on the front side. And then the holes are already lined up here in a way for, you see where from the previous set were. So I'm literally just going to line that up with that, I hope. No, it does not line quite up. I don't like that. I don't like that only because then I'm kind of guessing where center is. I don't like that. And turning these tuning pegs, wow, these things are a pain in the ass. Oh, that one's not much better, honestly. Cheap tuners. Cheap tuners, because they're all the same. Alright, let me see one of these little baby screws. The tension's only going to hold so far, so long. And I got the bit that small if I wanted to drill new holes. So once this is in there, it's in there. Yeah. First one, alright. Strike one. Oh no, I do the backup one already. Let me think about it. I got my magnet, I'll go over there, swing it around for a second. Find it relatively quickly, I hope. Alright. What I don't have to do is I don't have to drill or start the hole before it comes through. So I see where it made its mark. It's better lighting. Wow, that does not want to go down. Like it really needs a pre-drilled hole. This tiny little screwdriver, if I push it down with any force, it's going to fly across the room. I don't want that either. I wanted to see at least. I don't know if I'm really gonna have to drill out that second hole. I really don't want to. I was really hoping I could just screw these right in. Alright, I gotta start. I can see it now. Let's see, where the hell did this thing go? Alright. Okay. I'm really gonna need to drill new holes out. Let me try making an exact hole with just this little tiny. I have a little sharp. There we go. Oh, no, that's actually a flathead. Shit. I'm looking for this one. This super little hex head. So I'm going to try to drill a little hole with that real quick. I just need to break the surface here, and I think the screw will be okay. Nope. Wow, I can't believe that hard to break. Okay. See, on that side, they align. So right there, I can put a screw in. Okay. Oh, I'll change that to screwdriver now. There you go. Nice. It's easier when I actually have a hole to go into. I was afraid of that. The screwdriver being too big. Once it got past the little bit part. Yeah, I might have to use a small one. I want to strip that. I gotta put one of these in the front. Pop through, kind of. Alright. Let's see, tighten this in. want to strip it. Okay. Okay. Turns. Okay. So now let me see. Is there like 3 right and 3 left? Or are they all just generic? Those ones have a screw. These ones. That one does too. Yeah, okay, so I guess they're. Yep. That one does not. That one does. That has a screw, that has a screw. That has a screw, that has a screw. So this has to be this one. Yes, it is. Alright. See that? Getting better all the time. Okay. I'm just going to finish out this left side here before starting the right. I make one screw with the front punch that I punched out should be fine to hold it in, especially once the string tension's on it. String tension is not going to go nowhere. I just don't want these screws going anywhere yet. They only give me so many in the bag and they don't give you extras. You gotta get it right the first time or not lose any parts. Okay. Wow, these things are stiff. This is what it is. I got some X1 oil and then I have some 3-in-1 oil. So I could take care of lubing them a little bit, but that's not going to make them magic. So there's going to be a little bit of pull when you're tuning them. But cheap Chinese tuners in emergency, what are you going to do, you know? It's funny. Emergency. Guitar emergency. So I'll start from the back to make sure I got the spacing right. Hit it from the back. No. Hope somebody did something fun this weekend. Haven't had fun in a long time. Or too busy catching screws that fall. No, but in all seriousness, since the postal thing, I haven't had a car. Can't go anywhere. Can't do anything. So. See, the screwdriver head technically too big, a little too big. But the pointed one really kept slipping. I didn't like that. Even though it grabbed a lot better. Gotta strip it right there. Hopefully that's straight. I'm trying to hold it too straight while I'm doing it. every time it bites in, it flies up. I have to back it out. There we go. I need to make it tight as possible, but at the same time, I can't afford to strip them. Because these are not drilled out for 2 holes. So it's going to be the line that actually is holding this all together. Alright, straighten that out. These two are annoying. Alright, that's enough. I'm trying to strip the thing before I'm done using it. I strip it out. Let's see how these caps look. Not horrible. I mean, it looks good. They even have a tuning cap on there, or a cap on the tuning peg. This is one of the ones I punched out. Yep. Okay. Line the holes in it. When I line them up right, see, like the screw actually sinks into it. It's just a matter of my wrist being straight to keep the screw straight. Good enough. The best one so far. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a smaller. No sense in me mangling this up. All kinds of Phillip heads in here. Ultimate little hobby kit that thing is. Oh, that's too sharp. That's gonna strip it. Yep. Back to big. Just punching out the rest of the cap. So this way it'll slide on there. Hopefully nice and easy. Nope. Okay, let's try this one. Even less cooperative. Ah, there we go. That hurt just a little. But, wow, that cap's loose compared to the other ones. Drop that in and let it spin. Hurry up and let it begin. Okay, now tighten this one up. And now I'm trying to keep them straight. Wow, I must have really put that movie in not straight. See, that side's like decent. That side's nice and tight. Make sure they're lined up. That's not good. Oh, they're just spinning in place. Oh, shit. Hold on. Let's see if I find a little better screwdriver. That thing got no torque on it whatsoever. That's huge. I think oh, that's fucking wide, but let's see what we got. I can't believe that actually almost fits. That would have been enough torque too for me to push down. Damn. That little one's just slipping out. It's just a hair too little. Right. No, gonna have to make do with what I got. Alright. Let's see if I got it better. I'll try. Imagine that. Smashed the whole guitar. Wouldn't that suck? Alright. I just want to get these tuners on there so I can flip the guitar over already. And start with like the more fun parts, I suppose. If that's what you want to call them. And really, it's just these two tuners that are giving me a problem here. Nope. That's just stripping them faster. Okay, I definitely do not want to do that. Alright. Try to flat it. Maybe by some miracle, the flat one will grab. Where the other one could not. Nope. And I see, I just saw that pushed in too. I got a lot of room to drive that still. Either that or I gotta back it out because it's on a slant. I can't tell just yet, but it's not going in. Alright. I'm so gonna fucking street these. Alright. I'm gonna have to let that do for now, I guess. Yeah, see that one just looks stripped. Just spins. Yep. This is the one I need to get down there. Well, that sucks, just because I'm thinking about when the string is pulling that through here. How much is that going to possibly pull to the side? I mean, the other one really only has one screw in it anyways, right? At least it's firmly screwed in. Alright, no, actually, hold on. Maybe I'll back it out. Ooh. I don't want this fucking screw. If this comes out, I'll switch the screw. Here it comes. Oh, no. It's not coming. It's just spinning. No, that's not good. I am not liking that, but we'll see if the wire or the strings hold it together. Let's hope so, right? Let's see. Who's missing the front cap? This guy. Which one of these two are the better ones? That guy. How about? See, the rings make it at least look semi-presentable, so you're not sitting there with a big hole like that. But yet, it doesn't have the nut on it like that does to secure it. Go figure. I guess I really should push this through before I screwed it through, huh? Especially with the whole messed up pump situation. Alright. Let me see if I can bring it out a little better. No, okay. The shot right. You know, I've been surprised that nothing's landed in that sound hole yet. I've been waiting for it. This one's gonna be a real hard time. The nail there doesn't want to go in. The cap doesn't want to go in the front. This one just does not want to hang out here. Alright, let's see. I keep making it bigger, but I don't want to do that because I want it to grab this. Nice. Well, no, alright, I could use this tuner as a... Oh yeah, it really does not fit through that. Yeah, I was not going to strong arm my way. I thought I'd be able to. Let's see this one. Okay. I cleared that more junk out of this one. Does it fit over the post? Nope. Man, these things come all the way over here from China just to not work. Isn't that like suck? I do understand you get what you pay for, but nonetheless, it should at least work. I'm worried about my magnifier over here. I got a really good magnifier that I don't want getting busted. Well, not real good, just the only one I have. I use that on my fret. Well, let's see. What I gotta get a bigger screwdriver, I guess. Whew. It's gonna be a long day. That'll be enough to work. I just got a bigger screwdriver and stuck it in there, spun in the circle. And here we go. Perfect. See, when that washer grabs like that, it really holds it a lot better. This one's really loose. This one's like medium. That one's alright. Definitely don't want to break the glasses in the process. Alright, I need to get these nuts a little bit tighter. A lot of bit tighter. I cannot afford to strip. trying to snap the headstock socket. I can feel it bending as I'm pushing. Here. That wasn't very good. That's weird. The only one that's in there good is the cap is loose. Go figure. I'm probably going to have to end up drilling these two out just because they suck. Nope. Nothing's getting mangled. I don't like it. Alright. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Now, let's see. Oh boy. The holes in the stems of the thing aren't quite long enough. So is there an order to these now? No. Okay, they're just falling because they're not all the way screwed in. Alright. Let me see if I have one more screwdriver. Okay, if these two don't do it, ain't nothing gonna. Nope, too small. Damn. Yep. Need some music on. This is like stifling quiet. Yeah, that's way too small. It's crazy how one's too small, one's too big, and you're only two sizes away. Let me see if maybe for whatever reason the flat one will grab it a little better. Who knows? There we go. Ooh, that's hard to turn. it's so hard to get torque with these little wrenches. Yeah, that one doesn't even grab it. I think it might be too far stripped to be on. Something you should never ever do with the power I'm about to do. For real. Don't ever take a hammer to your guitar. It's not gonna work out good. It's below the surface of the tuner. Shit. My idea was to break the surface with the hammer and then twist it the rest of the way. But I think it's gonna give me that option. Yeah, see, this one doesn't have a hole drilled out. I don't want to put too much pressure on a crack the headstock. Come on, grab. Right there. Stay right there, dude. Can't wait for my pickups to come. Set of Texas specials coming my way. They're supposed to be here today. They did not. Yeah, apparently lost in the system somewhere on Amazon. One of the things fell off the front. Wow, so that's really not grabbing. It's really not straight. Okay. Okay, I got that to break through at least. Extra loud and shit. That's from the angle I was pulling it. just so hard to fucking grip. Let's see, I need a straight head. I think it'll be better than the Phillips. It was working out better before. Let's try a small. Worst one in there. Okay. That slips too. Okay. Yeah. Wow, that won't even break. That much bigger, it's really not. If anybody's watching, don't forget to say what's up. Always happy to have people coming in. Especially my Locksport friends. I miss them. For only that big wide head one works. I don't know why that one even works. I guess it grabs it wider, even though it needs to go narrower. I don't know. All I know is I need to drive those two in before they get stripped. I'll really just drive this one thing. There we go. Okay. One more screw. One more screw, and that should stabilize my crappy tuners. I gotta stop buying things off of Amazon. For real. Everything that, like in the music, meaning like this, that has not come from either Nomad, which is from Amazon, or from StuMac, and kind of like beat. And there are good kits on Amazon, but kind of like lockpick kits, they're hit or miss, like off of eBay and Amazon. I guess it's because you have different sellers all the time, so. Okay. Gotta be careful not to put too much tension on there. If I push too much, it'll crack the headstock, no problem. This is not a very well-built machine. Punch through, punch through, punch through. The other one I did slow. I'm trying to force this one. I'm gonna go slow again. last screw. Last screw of the whole set. Let's go. Come on. You can do it. Good work, boy. Hence your crown. Hence your crown. Demolition man. It rolled right to me. I literally, after it gets this one screw, and the rest will be so much faster. The pegs are plastic. Assuming nothing's wrong with the nut, that'll be fine. Man, that's right there. I don't want to strip this thing. I only got two other screws left. This is not like a very good driving head for this. I really should maybe switch over to that wider one. Come on. This should be a pain in the ass. Definitely need to make sure that it clears that. There you go. I saw the screw just jump up when I did that. I gotta hold it right there though. Keeps grabbing the front and it slips. Yeah, let me try a different screw. Some of these barely have threads on them. It's crazy the shit you buy off of Amazon. How in a way garbage it is. But I guess that's how they make their money. Keep everything cheap. Making it crappy so they have to buy more. Things break more often. Okay, let's drive this now. It's biting. I felt it bite. I don't know what gives. There we go. Wow, that took forever and a day. Okay, that went all the way in. That's the only one out of all of them that went all the way in. Go figure that, right? Done! Alright. Victory knocks. Let's flip this bitch over. See what fell out of the front. Alright, only one of the things. I already picked it up. I don't think it's that one. It's gotta be this one. Well, let me try the tighter one. If that one fell off like that. Nope. Okay. Definitely not. And that one's loose. Don't like loose neither. Just making sure there's enough clearance room to turn the strings. These bottom ones look a little low, but I drove them home, so they're up. Let's see. Maybe I should put one more on that guy. I know I said the last screw was the last screw, but it'll drive me crazy if I don't do it. Stay right there. At least it broke through finally. There you go. See, I don't have to put a drop of glue on there. Keep that on there or something. It's funny how all the other ones are too small or too tight or punched out. That one actually is done by them perfectly, and it comes falling off. Let's see if I can fix the one that was broken better. Maybe that'll help keep it tighter. No, it just does not want to open. Man, the way way, it's a good thing I didn't have to use all 6 of these. I would have been in a bad way to make, there we go, to make all of them work like that. Like the way I'm working now, technically I have 1 extra. And I do not anymore. I put all the screws in that I had in that. A little stiff, but they're brand new and they work. Holy shit. Step 1 done. Only took me an hour and 13 minutes. Now it's time to do the frets. So. I got 2. I won't dare call these extra, but I have 2 screws. I'm just gonna hang on to those until later. I remember that they're here. Let's see, is there a little bag? Yes, there is. Oh. All right. Bottom of the bag. Okay. So instead, let everything is flying out of that bag. Where the hell's the hole here? That's on the side. Alright. Shit, I had a couple of bags over here. But they all got tools in them and shit. Well, I'll put it all over here. Let's see. I punched it up. Alright, that one goes on there nice and good. Alright, that should work. Okay. Alright, so that got done. Next thing, I guess, I'm gonna have to oil the fretboard. That would probably be the smart move. So for that, I'm gonna use some F1 oil and my preferred rag of choice. A little cut up shirt. I don't really like using paper towels too much with the oil. Paper towels make a mess. I mean, it's one thing to clean them up with paper towels. It's another thing to splash it all around your fingerboards, you know what I mean? And with the rag, I can get any grime or any, shit that's going on there. I have no idea. Right, or the nut up here. I got the bridge. Okay, here we go. We gotta make some decisions. Okay. I'm figuring. This actually does have a black nut in here. But this is the one that came, this white one up here, so I don't get confused. This one came off the guitar, so I'm gonna keep that one. That one's already been here, done that, fits. So, to me, the color of this wood seems very light. So I'm going to use white pieces. And even like the brown etching around here. I'll back this up just a little bit. Yeah, it's up here. Let me see. Zoom in. Uh-oh. Definitely don't want to do that. How did I do that? Cancel. Why is my... Okay, no. Okay. Wow, never heard that before. Alright. But as you can see, the wood of that guitar, very light. Very, very light. So to me, with the white bridge and the white nut up top, I would suggest using the white pegs. And I guess before we get to that stage of putting strings on, which I'm going to be using the Dario Phosphor Bonds. There we go. The pack of Martins on mine for me. But before we go putting on strength. Might do a little abracadabra on the board real quick. Normally what I would do is I would tape up the fingerboard with set blue tape and make sure I don't get anywhere unwanted. But there's another screw. First, I need to check the straightness of this nut. There we go. Wow, that's amazingly close to straight. Add a little bit of backbone. And even that depends on where I put it. But it does just have every little bit of backbone. And let me see, yes, I do have this truss rod in there. Question is, do I really want to go sticking an Allen key in there and turning it straight enough to where, yeah, it's good. If it took that to knock it down, it's good. These things are sharp, surprisingly. So I keep them in the bag. They don't hurt anybody else. For real, these things are sharp. They fucking hurt. I was gonna round them, but I kind of can't do that because it's a measuring tool. So if I rounded the sharp points, it wouldn't be quite as accurate. Feel me? Okay. I'm just trying to mentally think the level of treatment I'm giving this guy here. My center Z file, yes. Actually, the 300 grit and that. Fuck it, I'll use a fret rocker just for rocking sake. It's technically supposed to measure how high my strings get. I kind of go by feel. So we will just have to see what happens. First things first, let me put away these tools, which are fine and dandy, but done. Okay, I still did not make a final choice yet. Fish that, right there, that. And that's in here the whole time. Okay, if that's the old one, I gotta replace it with a new one. That does upright. But yeah, just gotta like carve a little bit off of it if I'm gonna do that. I just think that's the right way to go. Let's see, where's the other extras? Let's see, like, all right, here's the black that would be the closest that came off of it, right there. Now, while that doesn't look horrible, no, but to me, it doesn't look good. It looks alright. It looks like your standard player acoustic. I like that just a little bit better. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hand cut that, shave that part down, right there, that little curve. I'll try it. Let me see if this one might possibly fit better. I don't think so. They're probably all out of the same mold. Actually, that one's got a worse incline. This one's yeah, that one's easier to snip. I just gotta clean that little corner off and we're good. The rest of these would be a lot more work. Alright, let's fret rocker. You don't know about this, you should. The fret rocker. Tool everyone and their grandma knows. No rock. No rock. No rock. Starting to get closer, so I switch it over. No rock. Here. One more smaller. Here we go, fits all three. It's flat the whole way over. Yeah. Sounds like that one's a rocking. That one's fine. This one. Bad boy. Actually, I should be doing it with this side. Just 3 frets. Yeah, see, it's rocking a lot less. Okay. Maybe it might need to shut down too. You never know. Okay, time for some F1. Normally, if a guitar wasn't of unknown origins or whatnot, I would clean it with like a sponge and hot water and soap. But I kind of have a very good idea where this one comes from, and even though probably could still use all that, it's not getting all that. It's getting copious amounts of oil, and then it's going to get a fret. Dazzling fret job. It's my uncle's Christmas present, so I think super cool. Not just kind of cool, super cool. See, I kind of do it like that, 2 big stripes. I wanted to kind of set in wood a little bit, so I can just spread it with my fingers across each thing, across each part of the board between the frets. This way it soaks up in between all those dry wood cracks. If it's raising up, oh yeah, I can feel a couple of fret. Getting better even with my finger in the oil there. And it's just dirt. Yeah, I think I'll need a little more down there. And I know if I'm going to use my fingers, what's the point of using the rag, but I totally like to use my hands. Now, I don't know if you could see from there. No, you cannot. That is super nice and slick. Let's see. I really want to see if you can get an idea of that. I'm going to shine that light in your face though. Okay. Okay, hopefully that makes it so I'm center screen. My last little oil supply drop. Literally just massaging it into the wood at this point. And this guitar has been sitting in a basement for a very, very long time, neglected. It's going to need a lot of love and care to come back. And somebody else abandoned it in a dumpster for dead. Poor guitar. And that's where my Uncle Ralph found it. And he heard me talking about how I was getting into basically amateur Luthering, of maintaining my own guitars, really. That's the real truth, just maintaining the guitars I own. And I happened to bring this one up. Say, hey, this is missing some things, it's a little messed up, you can fix it. And for me, this is a perfect first time job, so to speak. You know, I've done my own multiple times, so being able to do this for my uncle should be no problem. I could feel just in this first fret area, maybe it was glue from the nut or something, but just on that first fret, it's ultra sticky. I might have to clean it after I do the frets. Now, really, because in a way, I can see it. I will show you my little cheat, so to speak. This is technically it's for slides, but like slides and stamps. So it's like, and there's the measure right down there where you would divide the slides or cut it to whatever, or negative or whatever it is, and then that would be magnified so you could see it. This is perfect for frets and small things that I could really see and magnify the zoom and just really get in on it and make sure it's nice and chromed. And for lock sport, dude, this thing comes in real handy. Looking at pins and pin work, and if I got the chambers and all that counter milled right, that thing's all. I don't ever want to lose that. Like technically, I could just with steel wool, just do the whole board, but I at least wanted to give it some type of love. I don't want to just be like, well, done. Yeah, what'd you do? I said, I don't know. It's because these ones feel grimy already. And I'm literally just kissing these frets. I have my black marker out here when I shave them down to anything. Let me put that black marker on. I'm literally just trying to scrape basic crap off. I'm not. Otherwise, I get the other file out so I don't damage the rosewood. There's this file. If you push too hard, it digs into the sides. You might want to be aware of that. The main reason I'm doing this are the ends are very bad. Like these ends go, oh, that's better already. Yeah, these ends were horrible before when I was feeling them. Yeah. Still sharp because I'm getting them, but it's getting better. Wow, my diamond coated file is slipping on the wood. I could really just take that down with sandpaper. I really don't need to bust out files, honestly. Yeah, I think 1000 grit sandpaper take the edges off nice and smooth. And maybe I'll just steel wool the top to make it shiny. I'll just do a quick little run with the 5000 to make it extra nice. Again, this is a Christmas present, you know. Okay. So if that's what I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. Freshest paper as here. Let's start with see what we're going to do. I mean, I'm starting with 3000, which is a mistake. I really want to start with like 1000. You also don't want all that stuff hanging off the end of the guitar when I'm tipping it like that. Okay, really, all I'm using this for right now is just to round those sharp edges that I just made with the file. And being that's 3000 grit, you really don't have to worry about taking off too much material. Better. Not best, but better. Let's see. I really don't feel like taping this off. Shit, yeah, I'm getting a lot of dirt off of this. Tries to look a lot better. Yeah, I got a lot of oil in there. Wow, these were worn down. Just by how they feel with my finger when I'm sliding across the radius. I can feel what it is now. I guess what it was, maybe, when these frets were first installed. Right. I see this right. Start getting up here with the glass. A lot better. You could literally see like the bars and you see like all the little pores in it. And the better job you do sandpaper and the better job you do getting it chromed, the less of those little holes you see. I'm just trying to make sure I don't sand down the rosewood too much. Normally you'd put tape or they got these little metal things in my pouch, but yeah, I did say that was going to happen before. more. And the reason I said that was to remind myself to move it when I go over here, but it just doesn't seem to happen that way. Yeah, I'm pretty fuzzy. I guess it's a matter of convenience. Really. Alright, where are we at? Paper sanding. Alright. You can literally see the shine return to them. Like, on a I want to say cellular level, but like, that's what it looks like through that lens. Like that metal almost looks like. I don't want to get black shit on there. Do not. Okay. Do not let this dry. Put a little bit more on there actually. It's been a long time since this thing's been fed anything. No oils, no nothing. It's had a lot of days in the sun. That was finally rescued. What? Oh, I think I got that steel all over here. I think I might just grab a little piece. Just go up and down the whole board. Every time I get to that one spot, that feels like a little clumpy or gumpy or whatever. Gummy. I still feel that these didn't come off with the sandpaper or the oil. I'm just going over the whole board like this, like the whole entire board. I'm really just trying to clean everything up. Get all that dirt off there. I could literally see like the pickup coming back to life right before my eyes with the fretboard. It made me very happy to see this done. And for me to be able to sit back and be like, I did that. I rebuilt that guitar from scraps. I like that idea. You know, I've been playing guitar for so many years. To not be able to put one together or disassemble one for cleaning would be a major letdown on my part, really. I mean, not everybody cleans their own instruments, but since I've really been a locksmith, I've been really getting, or not getting, but I don't put my tools away nearly as much. You know that saying, when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail? Well, kind of like that. When I see my tools, I tend to get more ideas on how I'm going to use said tools. And then they tend to be used more often. And that's what I didn't want to fall on the floor. Luckily, it's all sound bad, or mostly. did with those small screws before. I thought I put them in these. Oh, that was the bag I was going to put them in. That's right. That's a black bridge. I'll need that right now. Okay. Well, it still needs to dry, but so I'm going to need 6 other white bags. Instead, I had the bridge that came from this guitar already here. Or there's the bridge, the nut rather. So I don't have to use this plastic one. And then for my Telecaster project, I'll show you in a second. That's something to me. It's very special. I don't have this on any of my instruments yet. Yeah, my hands are ultra greasy. Let's see, pull it out with this last pin. This brass nut. Let's see if you can see it. There you go. I've never had a brass nut on any of my guitars. So it's really, with my Telecaster having brass saddles, I'm very curious as to what having a brass nut, if anything, will do. Maybe. Okay. Now, let's see how our board feels again. Dude, to me, it's all about feel. You watch people have like a certain method, and you're like, hey, I go from 1,000 to 15 to 2,000 to 3,000 to 5 to 7, and then I pull out whatever polish, and then I got a buffer and polish it. Man, I know. I do all sandpaper by hand. And it's all by feel. I mean, especially if you're a musician and you play, you should know, like, you know what I mean? How the guitar is held, how it feels in your hands. Parts that irritate you or hit part of your hands that it shouldn't. All that shit you should know, you know, if you're a musician or if you play guitar. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. I wish I could do that one a little better. Shiny, shiny. Shiny, shiny. Shiny boots of leather. Whiplash out in the dark. 777, please don't forsake him. Suppress and cure his heart. Let's see if I just mumbled a verse from the Violent Femmes. Let's see if they end up striking me for that. Because when I sang Nirvana, I got a strike for that. When I sang Johnny Cash, I got a strike for that. Actually, I got 3 strikes for Johnny Cash. He's not planning that out at all. 3 strikes on one video. I like building locks and working on guitars and doing this type of stuff in the sense of, to me, it's very calming. Or I like seeing my progress. I like seeing the guitars or the locks or whatever it is come together. But at the same time, I can't stand having to boss over my shoulder. And being like, Trevor, how come you're not doing it like this? Or how come you're not whatever? After this, I have Brasso. I leave the Brasso on there for a little bit. And the Brasso chemically turns that real quick. Better shine. I mean, honestly, I skipped a couple of significant stages of sandpaper, kind of. But there's no flaws in the neck. Like everything on it was hitting it with the fret rocker. Not one off fret. So, I mean, there's not too much work for me to do in the fret department other than make them shiny and make sure that in that process I don't mess them up. Oh, it feels so much better, man. So much. Wow. You have to be careful taking them because then when you're doing things like the G chord, where two fingers are pulling that way, two fingers are pulling that way, they will fall off the fretboard, no problem. So you gotta watch the real estate around the edges. Very important. And once you take it away, you can't get it back. Gotta remember that too. Like once you shave it off and it's gone, it's gone. Getting this part extra good, just because that's where your hand wraps around. So it's not so much that I'm getting the fret, or I guess it is, but it's more I'm getting the nibs, the little nibs at the end. I'm really trying to be careful not to touch the frets too much. The actual length of the fret. Yeah, just grab that good. Do it from this side. Oh, that's beautiful. That's why I do it right here. Right here's why I do it. So look, I don't want to dare say ugly, but it's beat up. It had its vinyl on it. Found in the dumpster. At my uncle a couple years ago. For me to be able to restore it back to playing condition for him for Christmas, that's awesome. That's real awesome. So for that, I want to make sure I do a stellar job. Like I said, this fretboard hasn't had anything to drink in a long, long time. So it looked like I had some water damage or something there. And then, see, whenever I get between the two, I guess the 4th fret and the 7th, right in there's like some gunk. I've already cleaned it off with shit, with everything. Cleaned it off with a sponge and water, sandpaper. I don't know what it is. I don't know if maybe they tried to glue down or did glue down the fretboard, and maybe that's just leftover glue seeping out. Yeah, right in there, dude. Like really right in there. Maybe it's just grime from over time. Other dude dead skin. Yuck. That's what it is, man. Yeah, see, that's slimy. Alright. So before I continue on to the next thing, I gotta put all the tools away for this thing. Alright. Fret rocker and files. I don't need the big file this time. Pouch of tools. Oh, look at that. I didn't even look at my own pouch of tools, but if I would have, I already do have. I was like, man, I wish I had more screwdrivers. So yeah, I think the things that before I get in that jam, I try to make sure I get them so I don't get jammed up. I get in that jam, and then when I get jammed up, I forget because I'm jammed up. Yeah, always try to save yourself an out. That's one advice I give you free. Also, free advice for my friend. Stay away from Kazakhstan. Borat. The Borat will get you. Alright, so now we're looking a little serious. I'm going to step it up from 5,000 to 7,000 on the sandpaper trail. Let me tell you that, in a way, it's so much, so sharp, it like makes them dull again almost. Or not even almost, it does. But at the same time, it's the smoothest that your fingers are going to feel like ever. And really, I mean, if I was going to go this crazy, I should have taped off the fretboard. I knew it, but before I was just going to put the tuners on and call it a wrap. Now I'm a little into the project and don't want to call it a wrap. You don't even have these metal things that you could just put over them like a little clasp so it doesn't hit the fretboard, but I don't think we need it like that. See, that's nice when it slides like that. Slides and glides. Nothing's really fighting me, nothing's really. Two more frets. Three more. I can't wait to put the strings on this. Hear it play. Hopefully give me that good feeling of I did that. I brought it back to life. Almost done. Boy, that oil's helping it glide in a way, but at the same time, it's kind of making it a pain in the ass. Whoo! That'll cool it. Yeah, I gotta try again. least now the fingerboard feels clean. Good start. Okay. Looking good for the next part. Yeah. No nib sprouts. Alright. Next part, I need a chemical. Be right back. Alright, so just hear brass up. That's what makes locks, guitar frets, anything shiny, shiny, shiny. Hey, OP69, how you doing, dude? Yeah, super high. It's one's, let's see, 5,000 and 7,000. Using the middle light though. I just ran through with a fret rocker to make sure that they were level. Now when I apply this, let it sit for a minute, it's going to chew up a little bit of the metal. So if I sand it first, it closes all the pores, so it won't go into the frets as much. I mean, I used steel wool before that, but I set up with the little magnifier when I was looking at it. It was still way too porous and way too, I don't know. I like it to be more shiny and more, I don't want to say put together, but yeah, it was definitely sandpaper. And this is what I do with this. I just kind of dab it on a paper towel, and I just leave a little trail on each fret. And I've never had this damage my fretboard of rosewood or maple. I use it on both of them every time I set up my guitar like this. I mean, I know, like, you know, F1 oil and there's other stuff that's, you know, guitar made, but for me, brass soap, and I already have it for the locks. It shines like no other, really. I'm really just globbing it, dabbing it on there. Pretty healthy. Kind of smells like ammonia a little bit. Whoa. It reminds me of a scene in the movie. I don't want to say it though. I don't want to get points on my damn, or points on my already almost banned YouTube channel for singing, of all things. I can't believe how many strikes I got from the Johnny Cash singing, from the Kurt Cobain locks to the, like, dude, I got a lot of YouTube violations. Like, I even had my first time out. That's not cool. I'm not in it like that, you know what I mean? But I guess I did technically infringe copyrights by singing someone else's song. So, blah 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 blah. I let it just let that chill for a minute. That's gonna chew up the metal on there. I just keep massaging it in. And I'm purposely leaving globs behind. Like, I know that that's there. I'm just letting it do its work. And I'm just literally massaging it into the wood. Just like I was doing with the oil before. Well, now I'm doing it with the metal. Oh. Alright. At least the parts didn't spill everywhere. Could be worse. Yeah, if you're going to use sandpaper the way I did it, you might want to be smart and use the tape. in between your frets. I mean, that's the ideal way so that you're not hitting your fretboard, especially if it's nice rosewood like this. You don't want to get it all scraped and scratched. Okay, maybe start to see the shine starting to come a little bit. When I get the sandpaper back on it, that's when it'll jump. Make sure I got all the majority of the crap out. Okay. That's that. Throw that there. Pick up my tools after that. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I just happen to have the blue. Yeah, I was looking into the Dunlap. The Dunlap seem to have an oil for every purpose. So it's like instead of like F1 for everything, like the Dunlap seems to have different, like they're actually different chemicals. They're not just like different names for cleaning their stuff. I noticed that too. Like they had one for cleaning, one for polishing. Like they were actually different compounds. Let's see, I guess that came off of this somewhere. So I'm gonna let that chill for a minute actually. To rehydrate. Actually, a splash of hydration. Rub it in. Steel wool. Why am I using steel wool if I've already used sandpaper? Because I was ultra careful with the sandpaper and I still feel a little bit of gunk around the edges of the frets. So because of that, and if you could see what I can't see, I don't know if you can or not, but every time I do a stripe like that, right away it kind of like seeps to the frets, and then you see like the middle gets real thin. So I don't know if that means it's drinking it, or I mean nothing's dripping underneath it. So I mean I guess the wood should be that dry, and I think all the gunk coming off of it should be that dirty. I literally never had to clean anything like 6 times like this before. Like I said, it's a Christmas present. I was asked if I could do it, and I really want to show my uncle that I can. So I really just want to do the best job possible, and I know when he second he gets it in his hands, he's gonna check out certain things. I know how he is. I watch him examine guitars, so right away he's gonna grab it and feel the handshake. Oh, that's decent. All right. Second, before he plays it, from underneath, you're gonna feel the frets. Oh wow! All right, those frets are actually like almost rounded. They're so smooth and nice. And to have them shiny is one thing, but to have them functionally like a little altered on the treble side so that you can put your hand up a little bit and not get bit for it. Oop, knock that off. At the same time, if you try to do it yourself, or at least trying to do it myself, you could mess up everything. I don't want to mess up the radius of the board or the frets or none of that, so I try to keep it to a minimum. I mean, I've watched a lot of videos where they just literally like put it on one hand and wipe it off with the other, and it's like, dude, you don't give it no time to sit in the wood and like let the wood drink it up. And I mean, I'm starting to get a little confidence in the sense that before I was very afraid that the slightest little thing would break the guitar. And I mean, an acoustic's kind of a little bit different, but for the most part, it's kind of hard to break a full solid like neck or a full body of a guitar. Little parts on like the bridge or something, yeah, sure, especially Floyd Rose, but otherwise it's kind of hard to. And then I think back to my youth, and I'm like, oh wow, yeah, I tried to smash my Gibson Les Paul like a retard, and my Fender Mustang, and none of them really ever broke. Like they just got dented really bad, thank God. So it is really hard to kind of break them a little bit. All right. Now that it looks a little more hydrated, I'm gonna hit it one more time with the 7,000. Or, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do a slight little run over, just because I see the brass still got a shiny, but I really want it. Like pow. There you go. Nice and gentle. Man, it's amazing how it takes all those little, like, all right, if you look at a pick really close, especially if the metal's from like an Amazon kit, like in the metal you can actually see like little pores. So the more that you buff it or refine it or whatever, the more those pores are gone or shrank or have been worked out of it. And once you've had that done, it just feels a lot better on the guitar. Like the curvature of the frets, the nothing biting you. It just plays a lot better. And for me, what I do, I I just go back and forth a few times until I feel nothing fighting me. So it's like if I feel something stuck, I just all right unstuck it and then just move on. Don't harp on one spot too long. If you do harp on one spot, then you're gonna have unleveled frets, or at least one. You don't want that anywhere. I want to get these ones nice and good because they're going to be under the strings on the guitar by the time I put the strings on and put it all back together. I mean, when I'm telling you this thing's a resurrection, I'm not kidding. I found it in the garbage a decade ago. It's been sitting in the basement ever since, getting all types of water damage and God knows what else. Who knows what kind of mice and animals and shit. Could have built the house in there. Wasn't even in the case, just sitting in a crawl space. No strings on it. One little old string, or one little old tuner that's left from the original. I kept that on here. See, that fret still feels a little rough to me. There we go. There's like a spot in the middle where it feels like the person or the string, or it got dented and just hit something. But it's just like I feel the spot where the fret sinks in. All Alright, that's going to be just about it for the fret portion of it. I can let it dry for a minute, soak up the oil, and then I'm going to glue on the original nut that came with it. I have crazy glue around here somewhere, and I got Gorilla Glue. Not the expanding big Gorilla, the small Gorilla. But what did I do with it? Sandpaper. The gloves I don't need. The eye protection I didn't wear. Here's the string. Okay. I'll have to look for them in a minute. But I didn't make up my, well, I guess I did kind of make up my mind. I think that this is the appropriate color where, I am kind of curious for a matter of opinion. Where I put the other, I'm not surprised they sent like fake hummingbird ones. Like, yeah, I don't want to fake a hummingbird. I mean, I guess that's nice of them, but that's like, yeah, I'm not trying to commit fraud here. This looks beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, now that is officially everything at the end of the guitar. And I said that before I started streaming about it. Sooner or later, everything was going to fall. Alright, so I guess I gotta do this pick guard first before I start putting strings on. So now, I gotta just cut that little tiny bit. I really wish I had an X-Acto knife for this. Where's my marker? Alright, hopefully I don't cut this too steep now. Ta-da! Close. Real close. Actually, I think it might be called done. It's not exactly straight. There's two little spots. Damn it. My ADD won't let me let it go. Sorry. Okay. And that little tiny point, just a little bit is wrong. I'm gonna just start looking shoot off my teeth. That's it. I'm not cutting it 10 times to make it fit better, best. Well, actually, they're doing another one, so I guess I could do that if I wanted to, but... Yeah, I cut a little bit too far. Shit. They're not free, but at the same time, I doubt I'm using the rest of those, really, honestly. especially anytime soon, like I need them in an emergency situation or anything. Circumference is just a little too big. I mean, just a little. Okay, okay. I can't live with that. I just take that little nib corner off, make it straight. Shit, that's so close. That honestly should be like close to perfect. There we go. If I go any farther, it's gonna go too far out, like it did on the other one. I just want to put it on the guitar before I start stringing it up. I should clean the surface a little bit. Crap, I didn't do that. Alright, I think that was good. Oh yeah. Much better than that black one. This one doesn't want a black one. Yeah. I gotta slide that better so you can see it. Good job. Yeah. Alright. Okay, time to start stringing this baby up. I'm gonna take a second, drink some iced tea, crack my neck. Towels, drop my hands off. There you go. That was funny. The lotion, or the thing looking like lotion squirting across the room. I'll clean that up. Can't be having toxic fume substances floating around here. My dog. My family. Alright. I'm gonna do a little splash down with this, just so I can drink it while I'm putting the pegs and tuning it. Now, as far as this nut goes, it stays in there wedged really good. Like the pressure of the strings will keep that in place. I'm just wondering if I should glue it or not. Just because I don't want to glue it now, put the strings on and find out the reason why the guy threw it out was because the nut was too low and it was banging on the frets or some shit like that. So I really have no idea. By feel, they feel level. By the fret rocker, they said they were level. That doesn't necessarily mean that everything is going to be on the right pitch and on the right radius. I don't know, all that kind of crap. All the important stuff. So, best start doing. Trying to remember. I think that goes like that way for the B string goes a little higher than other ones, if I'm not mistaken. So otherwise it would go this way. And I do not believe it does for the A string. Nope. Okay. Nope. Upside down, that's not going to help. I was right the first time. Alright. Time to put the strings on. You know, I was waiting to use this on my guitar, but like, it's cool. Now I got a couple different new strings from string companies. Like I bought a pack of this, a pack of that, and I've yet to try these. So. Play a circle code. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna play a circle, so I'm gonna beat. Poor me is beat. Alright. Where's the color code? Just spit it on the back. I hope it's color coded. Makes life a lot easier. This Wow, they do kind of make that like a little difficult to decipher. I mean, obviously I can see that's the thicker, that's the middle, and that's the whatever, but. That's really cool. I'm gonna show it to the camera for myself and for the lock sport metal purposes. Look, I got a really cool silk steel, gypsy jazz, flat tops, phosphor bronze, nickel bronze, 80-20 bronze. They got all these different metals for it. I'd never known that, really. I've always just been like a Ernie Ball dude myself, I suppose. Acoustic cinch fit. Polishing cloth. No, that's a good. Alright. Here's what I need. Cheat codes. Okay. First is silver, purple, green, black, red, brass. Alright. So, I say we start with the heavy side and go with the red and brass. And go heavy with the brass side first. 6 string. Here we go. This guitar is now coming back to life. It's like actually at the crossroads of no longer dead and being resurrected. And I stick it in the wrong hole. Yeah, there we go. That's the sound of science. Ow, I do not have a lot of room to play around. Woo! Get you all in check. Actually, I'm spinning that thing around my hand. I'm like, wait till it lines up so we can do the shortcut. I'm like, actually doing the shortcut. Oh, it's turning. Alright, I want to give it like 2 frets worth of extra string. What's up, buddy?
You make anything?
Yeah, got a piece right there. without the tuner. Wow. String one down is officially coming back to life. Do whatever you want, make tea. Do whatever you want to do. Mom?
Guess he wants to I have to do food.
Okay.
Maybe move this a little on the
I'll do
plate.
it. I'll do it.
Alright, yeah, give him some food. I'm sure he has water, make sure it's not hot.
Wow. Okay, second string. String one, string one. I was waiting for that to explode. Wow, that one is so tight compared to the East. See something here. Strings that thick. Want to make sure I put the right one in. Pretty sure I did. I want to be pretty sure, I guess. I wasn't sure. Yeah, it is backwards. The reason I caught that was at the level in which is tuned to A. There's no way that could have been an A string. Luckily for this string, it's just thicker. It's going on a shorter end now. The other one, fuck myself. I wasn't gonna get her on. Self-fulfilling prophecy, I suppose, though, right? So I said this one's not going that long, so it shouldn't really make a difference. That wire is gonna make a difference. I know exactly how I did that too, because I had the card over here like this, and it has the A to E backwards listed. And I thought to myself as soon as I saw that, note to self, don't put it backwards. Myself was like, okay, put it backwards. Yeah, damn dyslexia. Alright, it really popped in there nice. Real nice. Got a big kink in my wire. Shit, I just remembered why I was flip on the other string. It's alright. We will survive. That was a retard move right there. On my part. at that. Perfectly in tune. Alright, alright. Little sharp. Let the string stretch out. Alright. Alright. Well, I guess I can go all the way across. Normally I'd put two on the other side and then put the middle so that the nut and the saddling or bridge or whatever ain't bouncing around, but they don't seem to be, so. Sorry. So next is black and then green. You hang out for a minute. Black, you green. Alright, there's a with a heavyweight free crazy glue. Threw it on the crazy floor. That makes absolute sense. Absolute positive sense. Crazy glue. Now, what happened to the gorilla glue that was with the crazy glue? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, double checking. Black. Yep, black. Alright. Wait. Yep, black. Get the strings out of there. Green string. Green string. Almost done. I didn't even glue that nut down at all. At all. stay set up. Just the string pressure on it. Seems like it's doing just fine. Like I said, just the pressure of it being there. See, I don't like this one. This was a bad one. This is the original one that came with this guitar. I think that's why the dude threw it away. Being honest. That slot's a small opening. Very small. Not used to doing this left-handed. purple than silver. Alright. B string and an F. Almost. Now this tuner works nice and smooth. Woo, baby. Final string of the night, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a wonderful evening. Now, 6 o'clock in the morning. Your flight has arrived. Please have your seats set forward and put back any trays. I don't want to flying twice, dude. I forget to shit this thing. Oh, I know that I'm a big dude. I don't like being in tight spaces like that. This time. Okay. Here we go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We have, in just under 3 hours, completely resurrected a completely dead guitar. Oh, baby. Exhilarating and exhausting at the same time. Remember, Knox Locks. Your friends at Picking Time, don't forget them. Well, I should say over at Lady Locks Dragon Slayer now. I'm just gonna let the string stretch out for a minute while I kind of start to clean up here. And there's all the glue right there. Like literally right there. I need glue numb that down. Happens. Main thing I try to make sure I got all my files and whatnot in the right places. Basically that pouch. I roll up the stuff. Not too tedious. Alright guys, well that's going to bring us to the end of another live episode, Knox Locks. And just remember, anything is possible when everything's unlockable. Alright man, have a good night or a good morning. Enjoy your day. Knox away.